Have you ever found yourself intimidated by spas on cruise ships? I know I was, until I made 3 major realizations. And today I'm going to talk about them and show you what it's like so that you can use the spa confidently too. Today I am on the Disney Wish, here on a sailing that I booked sort of last minute because my stress levels were just incredible and I needed to get away. And the cruise has been helping quite a bit, I must say. And one of the things that I've been doing is enjoying the spa on the ship quite a bit. I used to be super intimidated by the idea of going to the spa, so much so that I once had a free spa credit and just didn't use it because I was afraid to go in there. I was thinking that there might be people like me who are intimidated to go in, and I just wanted to go ahead and demystify some of this process so that others can enjoy it too. So today I'm going to take you along as I go to the spa, but first I want to talk about some of the key things to keep in mind when you're going on a spa. And these are true whether you're on Disney Cruise Line or any other cruise ship. Most major cruise lines actually use the same vendor to run their spas. They're called One World Spa, if you want to look them up. And I think every major line except for Viking and MSC use them exclusively to run their spas. So anything that we talk about today is going to be applicable on all of those cruises. So the first thing that I had to realize is that it's not that serious. I used to go in thinking that if I picked the wrong thing, I was going to have a miserable experience and it wasn't going to be worth the money, and they were going to make fun of me that I, got it wrong, and, it wasn't going to be the life-changing experience that I thought it would be. Number one, no spa experience is life-changing. So if that's what you're looking for, gotta get over that. It's not that serious, but they are wonderful and fun and can be a really great way of making yourself relax. And so if you're looking for something to do that, then the spa can be an amazing experience. And the spa includes several different things. There's the fitness center area, which is generally free to use, but it's often connected to the more traditional spa. Then there are things like facials. Then there's the massages that everyone thinks about when you say going to the spa. And then there's also other treatments that we'll touch on a bit. But with all these things, the second thing to remember is that everybody was new once. And they know that people are doing these for the first time, especially on a cruise. I think cruises are probably one of the most common places where people try out the spa. Maybe like me, they got the spa credit and they weren't silly and they went ahead and actually used it. And they're gonna tell you what to do. Every single step of the way, they're going to tell you what to do. So don't feel like, and they tell you what to do even if you've been there 8 times. So don't worry about not knowing what to do. They're literally going to walk you through everything, and there really isn't a way to get it wrong. I really thought that I wasn't going to be doing properly and everyone's going to laugh at me. I really felt like I was going to get laughed at the spa. Which brings me to the third point. No matter how you look, no matter your size, no matter what your body looks like, they don't care. Literally, they don't care.
People aren't thinking about you the way that you're thinking about you.
They are there to provide services. They want you to have a great experience. And, short of like just making sure that you're clean going in, there really isn't anything that's a prerequisite. And no matter how you are in your body right now, you are spa ready. So just know that. For a long time, living in a larger body, the shame of living in a larger body kept me from going to the spa. And so I would say things like, oh, I don't want people touching me and things like this. But really it was, I didn't want people touching my body because I was ashamed of it. And you don't need to feel that way in the spa. They have seen everything. And I can't speak for every single spa in the world, but for the spas on the cruise ships, I can say that I've gone being many sizes. I've gone being much larger than I am now. And I was never treated with anything but respect. So in the spa, there are a couple of different categories of things. Today we're going to talk about the thermal spas, the fitness areas, and the treatment areas where they have like the massages and the facials and all those things. I will probably shoot this over a couple of days just because I want to make sure that I'm not getting other people in my videos because that's creepy. I'm gonna go head over to the thermal spa first because I would like to take advantage of some of those things today, but I certainly cannot go like this, so that's better. Let's go. The thermal spa is basically a room or set of rooms that are different temperatures, hence the thermal. These are on some of your nicer cruise ships, some of your more premium lines. On Disney, it's called the Rainforest Room. On Celebrity, they have a couple different names depending on which ship you're on. They will often have things like dry heat rooms or saunas. The steam rooms or hammam spa is what that means. It's just a steam room. And on this particular ship, they also have a frigidarium, which is like a cold treatment, which is kind of cool. And then they may also have hot tubs, not usually a pool, because again, it's more about like the temperatures, right? So you would have like the hot tub. And often they will have loungers that are ceramic, usually like covered in tile and heated. And it just provides a really lovely experience. So we are heading over there now. On Disney, the spas are called Senses Spa, but again, they're all run by the same people. So on Disney and several other ships, you'll first check in. If you're doing with the Rainforest rooms, you'll first check in, and it is there that you will be able to get a robe, and usually you'll turn over your card. For Disney, they give you this band, which is the band that you use to be able to open the door to the thermal spa. They also have a changing room, women's changing room, so and lockers if you need to lock up your stuff.
Now this is the frigidarium. Nobody's in here, so I can talk to you. And it's basically a nice room. This machine here is making ice. And it changes colors and things like that. Usually I just come in here and stare at the ice because it's kind of mesmerizing. And wondering which ice tower is going to get to the tallest. I think I forgot to mention explicitly, but bathing suits are required in the Rainforest Room and in most thermal spas, so make sure you have that. And there are also experiential showers with the spouts go in different directions, and on some ships there's colors added to things like that. I've never really gotten into that. I tried it for the first time on this ship, and I was like, meh, I still don't see the effect. But it is open, so you're not taking off your clothes in the shower. You're wearing your bathing suit in the shower because other people can see you. They also recommend 10 minutes in each thing, no more than 15. 10 minutes of steam, 10 minutes of dry heat, and then 10 minutes of the ice room. And it's been really nice. I'm not sure exactly what it's doing for me, but I will say I had an easier time getting up on the second row of the sauna today than I have. It's definitely doing something for my muscle and recovery.
Now I'm about to have a facial. This is the bed, and so basically I'm going to take off my shirt and go under there. Everything else can stay on. I'll take off my shoes just because I'm laying down, and yeah, it's very simple. The vibe in here is very chill, and so she brought me back to the room fully dressed. They asked if you need to go to the bathroom first because you know you're going to be on the table for like an hour or something, and then they bring you back to the room and they will talk to you about your skincare routine. You can be very honest. If you're like, I don't have a skincare routine, I just sort of splash water on my face, that's like, it's fine, right? They're gonna tell you about the types of products that would be helpful to your skin. You are under no obligation to buy them from them. In fact, I almost never do. I do like the products they recommend, and so I usually go online. They'll write them all down for me, and then I will go online and I will buy them directly from Elemis. But they're gonna ask if you want to buy them here, and they're gonna tell you it's the same price as in the store. because the store that they're talking about is the store that's owned by the spa company, but I can almost always get it cheaper just going to elemis.com. So that's how I get mine. But they will talk to you about, like, I haven't been doing an exfoliating treatment, and I didn't really realize that was missing. And so she was like, yeah, no, that's what you need to add. But very affirming, very nice, very person first. Yeah, they do a really nice job. I really enjoy the facials here, and facials can be a really good way of getting started if you're intimidated with the spa treatments, because it's low risk, right? You just, you don't have to be fully undressed or anything, and you can keep your shirt on if you want to. It's just they will do like your décolletage area, and that you need it. Okay. Hello. And now it's all shiny. I mean, the lighting in here is weird, but it feels good. So I am headed for my third and final spa treatment. I will be getting a lime and salt body scrub. So it's a body care treatment. I'm kind of imagining it like a facial, but for the rest of your body, but not as intense because, surface area and such. Well, I've never gotten this before. I did, however, once get a algae, what was it called? Seaweed wrap. That's what I wanted to say. I've gotten a seaweed wrap once before, and the way that worked was that they put all this stuff all over you, and then they had you sweat in it, and then you took a shower and rinsed it all off, and then after that, you had a massage. And so I suspect it's going to be something similar. The sweat part might have been specific to the treatment I had, but it's new and I like to try new things, so here we go. To be clear, I am not someone who historically likes to try new things, but at this stage in my life, I figure that I've spent a long time not doing things, especially because of the size of my body and the way I felt about it. And some of those barriers were real and others imagined, but either way, it's time to try new stuff. So this is me at the spa, trying a new thing, very vulnerable because it's time. I can't keep waiting for life to happen, right? This is the room for the salt scrub and massage. This is the massage bed. And so, oops. Yes, I did almost fall. Yeah, sorry, I just almost fell over. It's fine.
Okay, take your time.
Sorry. All right, so what's gonna happen is I'm going to get undressed. She said I could either, leave underwear on or off. It's my choice. And they're going to do the salt scrub, and then I'm going to come here and rinse it all off, and then they will do the massage. And so I'm going to get ready to do that. So in total, I did 3 different spa treatments here on this cruise. The first was the manager's special massage. Usually on the first day of a cruise, they will have some kind of sale, discount, special promotion, whatever. And on this particular sailing, they were doing a discounted massage. It was a 75-minute massage for almost half price with an add-on. So I got the hot stone massage. The hot stones are basic. It's not like you see in the pictures where the stones are just sort of sitting on someone. I was like, why do they want stones sitting there? They actually use the stone to apply more pressure. So if you can imagine pushing your own hand into your hand, right? But then if you had a stone and you're pushing on your hand, it's going to be harder, right? And so it's about the amount of pressure that you want in the massage. So if you're asking for a stone massage, it's not just about the stones being warm, although that does add to it. It's also saying that you want a higher pressure massage. So maybe don't do that for your first one until you learn how much pressure you like. They will ask you how much pressure you like. If you don't know, tell them you don't know. They can start light, and then if you feel like you're not really getting any benefit, if you're like, okay, I don't really get what this is about, then ask them to push harder. And they have different techniques. They will sort of push harder with their hands, or they might use their forearm. They do different things to give you different levels of pressure, and they're very skilled at this. And so you might tell them, okay, yeah, can you try a little more pressure? And then, oh, that's too much, lay back. It shouldn't hurt. Sometimes I let it hurt a little when I know that my muscles are really sore and I want that sort of Theragun type of, you know, it hurts, but then it feels better. So you can do that, but if it's really painful, tell them to stop. Tell them to ease up, right? They will. You don't want to be bruised the next day. I have done that sometimes, and it's not advisable. Another great way to start out is by going to doing a facial first. So the second treatment I got was a facial. Now I opted to do I'm going to call it the fancy facial, because they have these tools that do different things. They call it a tech facial. Biotech is the name that they use here, and again, on almost all cruise ships. So there's one that does little electrodes that's supposed to be like training your face where the muscles need to be. I don't know. It feels good. And another one where it's actually injecting air and moisture into your pores to give your face a little plumper look. And then there's a bunch of different ones like that. And so you can try the fancy tools. You can say no thank you to the fancy tools. I like trying the fancy tools because I'm silly like that and I want to try new things. So they're fun, and my face feels certainly cleaner, and it's a little bit like going to the dentist. Like all of a sudden your face feels cleaner than it's been in a very long time. So it's a very nice feeling. I like that, and it's a nice way to start. And then the third treatment I got was the scrub. I had first made an appointment for a second massage, thinking, okay, beginning of this trip, I'll have a massage, end of the trip, I'll have a massage to go home relaxed. And when I was in the facial, I started thinking that maybe I wanted sort of a body skin treatment, right? Which, sort of side note, in the beauty industry, when they say skincare, they mean your face. And even though this is skin, like I'm pretty sure, they don't mean this, they mean your face. This is body care. Skincare, body care. It's weird. I don't get it. So my literal brain doesn't like that. My brain likes to have things very literal in the way they're supposed to be, and it confuses me, but nonetheless. So the skincare one, I asked the person who did my facial, do you have any suggestions? I'm thinking maybe I want to change my massage to something that would be more body care. And she suggested the lime and salt scrub that they have, which is basically a combo. They do an exfoliation all over your body, and then you rinse that off, you dry off, you get back into bed, and then they do a full massage. So it's a combo treatment. And that was lovely. I really enjoyed that, and my skin feels really good, and I'm not good at the body care stuff, so it was sort of a nice reset. So I really enjoyed that. I say all this to say that all of these things can be a really great way to relax. They can be a really great way to treat yourself. And if you were like me and afraid to try them, just go do it, right? I was watching something the other day and they were saying, how do you do these things and not be scared? And the response was, no, I just do it scared. And I think that applies to this. Sometimes we can get in our own way and be anxious about how we're going to look or what they're going to think of us or whatever. And it can be very vulnerable because you're taking off clothes and things like this, but you only have to take off as much as you want. So if you want to go there in a bathing suit, go for it. And also, they're very respectful and it's going to be a really good experience. So I highly recommend it. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments or reach out. Happy to answer them. But I am very glad that I started exploring the spa and sort of giving myself permission to treat myself in those ways. And it has been a really fun journey. I know this video was a little different than our usual. And so if you found this helpful, let us know. Please leave a comment, like the video, consider subscribing. And of course, if you would like help setting up your own treat yourself trip, you know where to find me. My contact information is below, and maybe I'll put it up here as well. But thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.